Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. As we said yesterday, today is Arsenal Medical Day, and Jurrien Timber was the first one to arrive for his medical, as confirmed by Charles Watt. So he says Jurrien Timber has arrived at Arsenal to undergo his medical and finalize his move from Ajax. Timber is expected to travel with his new teammates to the club's training camp in Germany next week. Very, very interesting point. I actually thought Havertz would be the one to travel with the team to Germany, and then we'd probably give the likes of Lokong and Holding game time against Nuremberg next week. And then when the team heads over to USA, I thought that is when we were going to see the new signings, the likes of Jurrien Timber and the likes of Declan Rice. But last season, actually, Jesus started the first game against Nuremberg. We also played Nuremberg in the first preseason game last campaign. And Jesus actually started the game. I think he started on the right wing or something, and he played really well that day. So no surprise at all. It's actually very good, very nice to have that feeling that the team is actually doing things right. They're actually having a plan at the beginning of the transfer window, executing it, getting the top targets right away. Like a week before, we have a week to spare before our first preseason game, and we already have 3 signings done. We'll probably have all 3 signings announced by then, and the both medicals are done today. So this is what Charles Watts had to say on the article. So it says Jurrien Timber has arrived at Arsenal to finalize his move from Ajax. The Dutch international defender will now undergo his medical before completing his switch to the Gunners. Arsenal will pay 40 million, or let's do it in pounds. Arsenal will pay 34.2 million pounds for the 22-year-old with a further 4.2 add-ons. Timber, who has spent the majority of his young career playing at centre back for Ajax and the Dutch national side, is being signed as a right back. Interesting. He is expected to travel with the new teammates to the club's training camp in Germany next week. Meanwhile, Declan Rice is also set to undergo his medical ahead of a move from West Ham. Granit Xhaka left Arsenal on Thursday, completing his 21.5 million switch to Bayer Leverkusen. We are saying goodbye to a fantastic player and a person loved by all of us, Mikel Arteta said. So Xhaka obviously left, and we talked about that one yesterday. So all the best to him at Leverkusen. He penned a very emotional message to all the Arsenal fans. One thing is for sure, we'll definitely remember Xhaka in the next 5-10 years. Whether I remember him for good or bad, we'll definitely remember him. So Jurrien Timber has arrived for his medical. I'm so glad to hear that he'll be part of the training camp in Germany. I think they'll be probably jetting off maybe on the Monday or something, because the game is on the 13th. So maybe by 10th they will be in Germany, and it helps. This is like enough time. Like they'll be training with Arsenal for the whole month and a few days in August as well before the season starts. So they will be here. We'll see the strengths, we'll see the weaknesses, trying to improve them during the preseason. So that is very, very beneficial for us. What about Declan Rice? Well, Fabrizio Romano confirmed yesterday that Arsenal have booked medical tests for Declan Rice on Friday. Club record signing will complete tests tomorrow, which is today. Documents being checked and are said to be signed within 24 hours between Arsenal and West Ham. Club record deal now finally said to be officially completed. I cannot wait, man. Like, usually when you're linked to like 4 or 5 players, you always see the Arsenal fans commenting and saying, you know what, why are we linked to 4 or 5 players, and then you end up getting none. This time I was very confident. I don't know if it's because we are competing for the title, or because we are back in the Champions League, or because Atene do have given me this confidence with the past transfer windows, but I was just very confident. I was never worried about Man City coming in for Rice. The moment I had David Ornstein announcing that Arsenal are making a bid for Jurrien Timber, was like, okay, we are getting another one there. The moment I heard they're going to get Havertz, not everyone's cup of tea, yes, but I knew they're going to get him whatever way. So really, really happy that we managed to get all 3 signings. I actually cannot wait for all 3 of them to join the training camp. Yesterday I commented that, I think, on like Arsenal's channel or something. I said, I'm really happy to see Tomiyasu and Saliba back. I cannot wait to have the likes of Havertz, Timber, and Rice joining the team as well. And someone replied and said, why did you put Havertz on that list? He's an Arsenal player. What do you want us to do about it? He's an Arsenal player. He's never played for Arsenal before. So do you want us to abuse him before he plays for Arsenal, or do you want to happen? So until he plays for Arsenal, if he plays badly for Arsenal for the next 1-2 years, then you can say, yeah, this was a bad signing, whatever. But as of now, he's an Arsenal player. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Havertz playing for Arsenal, looking forward to seeing Timber playing for Arsenal, and also seeing Declan Rice playing for Arsenal. So both of them will be undergoing their medicals. Timber is already undergoing his. We'll probably have the results very soon. Okay, we're not going to get the direct results anyway. And also Declan Rice himself, we will be getting his results today as well. But who will be doing that medical? Actually, another piece of news. Yesterday, we reported that Arsenal's teacher's assistant had left the club. The Arsenal doctor has also left the club, or is about to leave the club. So, according to David Ornstein, Arsenal's head of medical services, Gary is moving to Manchester United. The highly regarded doctor joined Arsenal in 2009 and has become a key figure at the North London club. O'Driscoll was on the verge of signing for Liverpool in 2020 before opting to stay. He has also turned down other opportunities to leave. However, United have managed to prize him from the Emirates Stadium. So the doctor is leaving. The transition period will allow Driscoll to help integrate a successor, which is a blow to Arsenal, but has unfolded amicably. So the doctor is also leaving. So I'm guessing he's done doing the medicals. He's actually the one, I think, who traveled to Spain to do the medicals for Harvard. So he's been here since 2009. So he understands the club. So we've lost our assistant manager and also lost this one. I've seen comments about maybe the leak, whoever's been leaking stuff from Arsenal, whether it's shots, whether it's players being signed. They're saying maybe it's just found the leak. Maybe it's the assistant manager. Maybe it's the doctor. Who knows? But as you were told, he was supposed to leave in 2020. He's now leaving. Things have to change. You wanted to keep everything the same, but things have to change. Unfortunately, you have to move on. You have to get new doctors, new coaches, new players every now and then. The club has to continue. And as long as the core of the team and the spine of the team remains the same, from Mateta to Ramsdale to Edu, all those guys, Odegaard, as long as that remains, I think okay, you can change whatever is surrounding them. And the main assistant is still there. So we are happy that all of them are staying. And also in terms of losing the doctor, I don't know how much of a good job he's doing, because especially the last few years with Tomiyasu, Tierney, Partey, recently Saliba, a lot of injuries, picked up a lot of injuries. So I don't know how much of a good job he's doing. But yes, the Arsenal doctor is leaving as well. But there's someone who's definitely staying. William Saliba, are we expecting the announcement today? According to David Ornstein, William Saliba today signed a new 4-year contract at Arsenal. 22-year-old defender was into his final 12 months of previous deal, plus fresh terms secure him until 2027. No option to extend. Worth 10 million per year, no release clause. Announcement on Friday. Absolutely fantastic. Like I've never, like all these years we've been Arsenal fans, I don't think we've actually gotten so much good news in 1 week. New contracts, the likes of Saliba, Reece Nelson, even youngsters like Nwaneri getting new contracts. Jurrien Timber medical, fee agreed. Rice finally a record-breaking deal. Fee agreed medical schedule as well. Saliba, one of our best players last season, gets back to training. He's back. He's signed a new contract as well. Saka is coming back. I saw him on a plane. He's about to come back as well. Tomiyasu is back in training. Things are looking good. Things are looking good for us. Yes, there's been a bit of sad news like Xhaka leaving and maybe the assistant leaving, maybe the doctor leaving, but we have to take the positives. We are now almost 1 week away, or actually 1 week away from the preseason. So let's see what happens. But that's the latest. Jurrien Timber undergoing his medical. Rice by now is probably arrived for his medical as well. And Saliba announcement, you're expecting it very, very soon. Let me know what you make of that. Thank you for watching. I'll catch up with you guys on